Hello and welcome. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to try to decode this massive, kind of cryptic blueprint. It's a list of over 400 different concepts for self-improvements. It looks like a wild mix of ideas, and honestly, our job is to find the system that's hiding in all that chaos. So let's just dive right in.
I mean, seriously, think about this for a second. What if your mind, your habits, your whole strategy for living, what if it all ran on a custom-built operating system? One that was designed just for you, to help you learn faster, make way better decisions, and just live a more effective life. That's the big idea we're going to build on today. So at first glance, the source material we're looking at just seems like a random, chaotic list. You've got everything from BCG matrix to mental peace thrown in there. But I think hidden inside all that raw data is a really powerful blueprint. And together, you and I, we're going to decode it. To make any sense of this chaos, we're going to frame it as a personal OS. Yeah, exactly like the software that runs your computer, but this one is for your life. We're going to take all these scattered concepts and group them into logical modules that actually work together. See, we're not just looking at a list. We are taking this raw source code and we're compiling it, turning it into a functional system. And it's going to have 4 core modules: the foundation, the learning engine, the strategy CPU, and the defense shield. Let's start with the most important part of any system, right? The hardware. Module 1 is what we're calling the foundation, and it is all about getting your mind and your body, the machine itself, running in absolute peak condition. And you know, this blueprint is just packed with these fundamental concepts. They're not flashy, they're not exciting, but they are absolutely non-negotiable. I'm talking about things like your health, sleep, mental peace, and even just, getting enough oxygen. This stuff forms the bedrock of our entire system. And this right here is such a key point. You can have the most brilliant, sophisticated strategies in the entire world, but if your hardware, your physical and mental health is failing, the whole system is going to crash. It's that simple. Mastering these basics is always step 1. Okay, so our foundation is stable, the hardware is good to go. Now we can install the software. And that's Module 2, the learning engine. This is the module that lets our OS acquire, process, and connect new information in a really effective way. Now, what's so cool here is the sheer variety of tools the source material gives us. We see some super specific techniques like the memory palace and making mind maps, but it also includes these broader concepts like vicarious learning, and my favorite, the powerful idea that the absolute best way to learn something is to try and teach it to someone else. Okay, let's just zoom in on one of these for a sec. Schema. This isn't just some random word on the list. It's literally at the core of how we learn. A schema, it's kind of like a mental filing cabinet. When you learn something new, your brain doesn't just store it randomly. Nope. It files it away by connecting it to knowledge you already have. So you see, the ultimate goal of the learning engine isn't just to cram your head full of random facts. It's about building this rich, interconnected web of understanding, and every new piece of information you add actually strengthens the entire structure. All right, foundation is solid, the learning engine is humming along. Now we need the brains of the operation. That's Module 3, the strategy CPU. This is the central processing unit that's going to make decisions, set goals, and help you navigate the future. And this is where the source material gets really fascinating. It pulls concepts straight out of a corporate boardroom, like the BCG matrix and SWOT analysis, and it just plops them right next to personal reflection tools like the 5-year look back. It's this powerful, kind of weird blend of professional strategy and personal development. And here is a perfect example. Bhatna? Watna? I know it sounds like crazy jargon, but it is an unbelievably practical tool for any negotiation. I don't care if you're asking for a raise or just deciding on weekend plans with friends. Knowing your best and worst alternatives gives you so much clarity and power in any decision. And then you've got this one, the compound effect, another key strategic concept from our list. This chart just shows it perfectly. Look at that. Small, seemingly insignificant actions. When you do them consistently over time, they don't lead to small results. They lead to that massive exponential growth. That is the heart of any good long-term strategy. So we've got our hardware, our learning software, and our processor. But any good operating system, well, it needs protection, right? And that brings us to our final module, the defense shield. Think of it like antivirus software for your life. Scattered all throughout that massive blueprint are these incredible defensive concepts. It's not just about what should you do, it's about how to protect yourself.
We've got frameworks for handling fear and anger, we've got strategies for saying no, and even specific instructions on how to handle disruptions and, well, difficult personalities. A really robust personal OS isn't just about achieving more, it's also about being able to withstand more. This module is all about building up that mental and emotional resilience, making sure that when challenges, and they will come, inevitably arise, your system doesn't crash. It adapts and it defends.
Okay, so we've decoded the blueprint. We've organized it into 4 really powerful modules. The big question now is, how do you actually start building this thing for yourself?
You know, one of the most insightful terms in the entire source document is this word, ecosystem. It's the perfect reminder that these modules are not separate. Better sleep, that's your foundation, improves your focus, your learning engine. That helps you make better plans, your strategy CPU, which in turn makes you more resilient to stress, your defense shield, you see? It all works together. And the best part is, the source itself basically gives us the implementation plan. First, start with one. Don't get overwhelmed, just pick one single concept. Second, identify a trigger. Find a recurring problem that this concept could maybe help solve. Third, use the 2-minute rule. Take an action that takes less than 2 minutes to get started. And finally, journal. Track your progress. Simple, right? Actionable and super effective. And really, that's how you turn a totally chaotic blueprint into a functioning personal operating system. It just goes to show that by structuring these concepts, we can create a powerful framework for living. So the final question really isn't about what's on this list, but what's on yours. What would the source code for your life look like?